started. Important terms and concepts. The first important term I wrote down was disaster myths. Disaster myths are inaccurate beliefs of how people respond to disaster. A common theme among disaster myths are victims being incapable of taking care of themselves. Another term I wrote down was disaster shock. Disaster shock is a state of being stunned by a terrible event. Disaster shock occurs most frequently when events occur suddenly and with low forewarning, unexpected. The next term I wrote down was panic. Panic, or acute fear reaction, is the loss of self-control followed by non-social and non-rational flight behavior, panic flight. The next term I wrote down was therapeutic community. A therapeutic community is a... Take two. A therapeutic community is socially integrative responses as the result of disaster, which often produce a shift. Next, I also wrote down the altruistic community / therapeutic community response. This occurs when there's a sudden termination of socialization and social events in terms of participation. Additionally, this occurs when there's a reduction in non-essential activities associated with production, distribution, and consumption. There is also a decline in social control problems and an increase in mutual support functions. My phone just froze. I also wrote down convergence, which is when a stricken community is the focus of aid-giving effort. Resources are the generosity of non-victims, such as by giving food. I am almost through the terms I wrote down, just have a few more to go, such as warning compliance, which is the percentage of warned people who evacuated. I also included spontaneous evacuation / shadow. Evacuation shadow. Boom, mistake 2. Which is when individuals evacuate who are not in the area at risk. Lastly, I wrote down the impact zones, which are total, fringe, resource, community, and regional. I found my muddiest term, oh damn, there's a mistake right there. My muddiest point to be the section on social integrative responses. More specifically, it took me a little while to understand therapeutic community. Reading it just kind of felt out of place for me a bit. And now for the question. If organization activities are canceled from out of nowhere or suddenly, luxury goods aren't being bought, there is a decrease in minor traffic offenses and an increase in individuals helping people suffering from a disaster. What is going on? Alright, thank you everyone for watching.